which of all of the different silos that operate in your house do you find the most intriguing and the most appealing to work in?
When you say silos, you mean like divisions or like
Yeah.
subjects? Um, sync. I love
Oh,
sync.
okay. And why is that? Why is that?
Um, I guess because I'm an artist and I also love listening to songs and I can picture where they go in scenes. So, um, that's pretty cool, right? Like I'll hear a song and then I'll like see it in my head where it could be in a commercial. So like it's like I guess it's like a visual thing and then also like tapping into my intuition. I just think the whole thing is cool, like the different music and the different TV shows and films. Like I just think the whole thing is like really interesting.
And now, here is singer songwriter, broadcaster, audio video artist, entertainment agent, and your host. It's the master storyteller himself, James Kevin O'Connor.
Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. Hey, it's local today. We're staying in the Music City. I've got an old friend dropping by today, and this woman has done some remarkable things in the past 24 months, really transformed herself. She motivates individuals to transform their lives by mindfulness and sharing wisdom for self-development. Yes, she's a musical artist. She's also connecting people to where you're meant to go and what you're meant to be with the world as your stage. It's time to be your own director and step into your own spotlight. This lady reinvents what it means to be a successful professional. Amplify your brand with her. She offers customized branding experience merged with creative consulting. This lady can do it all for you and your career. And it's a pleasure to reconnect with my dear friend, Dani Felt. Here we go.
Dani Felt for the second time. And this time it's on podcasting Your Global Career. Great to see you. Are you still in the Tennessee area, my dear?
Yes, for now I am Nashville.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. It's been a couple of years since I've been there. I had the wisdom to move there at the beginning of the pandemic. So that was an odd time to move. It may have saved my life coming from New Jersey to move down there. But anyway, welcome. And I got to tell everybody who is listening to this, all of our friends overseas and around the world, Dani has been on this, like I said, for the second time, but she has developed quite a business and is an artist herself. And I want to dig into the business end of your career a little bit today. Let people know the value that you are providing for artists and entrepreneurs out there in this space. So why don't you take it from the top as far as, what came first for you after, you knew you were an artist, you were putting out great music, and then at some point you decided you wanted to do more. So can you take us down that trail and let us know how that transpired?
Do you mean from like the very beginning or like the past year or like where do you want me to dig into? Because there's
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
why don't we start with, like, coaching's a big thing for you, and we, as you people know, you've had a ton of coaches on here. So when did you decide that coaching was like for you, and like how did you connect with it?
Um, that's a great question. How did I connect with coaching? I think just watching so many other coaches online just was like really inspiring to me to just like watch other people do it. And I was like, that looks fun. Like, let me try. And, I've just got extremely intuitive over the past few years, I would say, more than anything. So, yeah, I kind of just tap into my intuition when it comes to like guiding people on like who they should talk to and what they should be doing and their blocks. So, yeah, coaching's been a really interesting adventure.
And you are you are known as a connector, right? You have that in your heart. You're a natural, you're gregarious, you're outgoing. You naturally connect people. So that was a good fit for you. And I have somebody I just thought of that I want to introduce you to in the UK, which would be great for you, I think. But you must have intuitively known this because nobody starts coaching unless they really have it in them. And so I suspect, like many coaches, you were probably doing that for free for a long time, for many years, without putting the label on it, correct?
Yeah, I mean, people have always came to me for advice and support and guidance and want my opinions and want to know who I know for X things. So I definitely feel like it's just something people just are magnetized to me for whatever reason and seem to tell me I'm like the person that they need to find XYZ. So, um, yeah, I mean, I guess I have been doing it for a while. I mean, I've been working in the music business for 13 years. So, you know, you learn a lot in that time, you learn the ups and the downs and like who to trust, who not to trust, and what to do and what not to do. And all the scams out there in the music world, and just there's just like a lot. So it is good to have coaches and people that can kind of guide artists so that they're a little less overwhelmed and a little more like focused on their goals. And yeah.
Let me just interject real quick. Do you have any take on the latest Spotify news? Tony Van Veen from
With the
Discmaker.
2000
Yeah,
streams,
what's that?
with the 2000 streams
Well, all I
on it.
know is I guess it's a limitation that they're pulling or they're just taking anyone's content that doesn't have the threshold of views and so forth. And, there's no royalties. There's just nothing, I guess. So
Right.
do you have a take on that?
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing because I think there's a lot of people that's music maybe not as great quality that still gets on Spotify, and it kind of isn't fair to all the people that work so hard to actually, invest in producers and invest in like really good songs and like don't just like put something up that like isn't mixed or like isn't great. I mean, I
Yeah.
personally don't listen to a lot of that music that's like not good, but like I'm sure there's a ton out there to like filter through that's not great quality. So I don't think it's ever a bad thing to create a more competitive landscape for people to actually like improve and like step up their game, versus just letting anybody post everything. And then it's harder to actually find the people that are like really, really good.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It's almost like, listen, you can't let, a really great little league team play with the Yankees, I mean, as good as they, whatever. But yeah, you have to have some kind of barrier to entry. If you've been playing 3 years and you're putting out stuff that sounds like a garage band, you can't do that with the latest, and greatest of who's ever Dave Navarro or whoever's putting their latest stuff out. Let's jump to, because I want to cover a lot of things. Let's talk about your business model as far as helping artists and helping all kinds of people. And it's DaniFelt.com. Is it correct? Is that correct?
DaniFelt.com is like my like brand site. But
Okay.
the music mentors thing is musicindustry.access.com.
Okay, so check that out, folks, and of course, all the links will be in the show notes for you guys to find Dani at all these places. And it's DaniFelt, and you have the ability to help people, and you've sort of compartmentalized all of the skill sets under one roof to say, well, what do you need? Do you need social media? Do you need song organization? Do you need copyright information? So when did it occur to you to be almost like a full house music service company? Because I think this is just great.
Thank you. So just to try to differentiate, I have Music Industry Mastery, which is my marketing agency, which like serves as like a one-stop. So like if you need like lyric videos or music production or websites or copywriters, more like service providing things. And then Music Industry Access is more focused on mentorship and pairing the right consultants and mentors with the right artists, depending on their very specific goals. So for example, sync licensing, for example, just building their live sets and like getting really good at live performance and like talking to booking agents and just like educating themselves on the live aspect. Another one's like marketing, like how do you market your music and TikTok and Instagram and building your fan base. Another one's like sponsorship. So like how do you like find brands that are going to pay you? And it's basically all about helping artists like monetize what they do and really turning them into like business owners versus just like, I'm doing this for fun, I'm just putting it out there and like hope for the best, I'm not going to promote it, it's going to like, it's good, so people are automatically just going to listen to it, right?
Right. And that never happens.
No, yeah, because it's a business, you know, like being
Yeah,
an artist is a business. Like you are a business owner. And the more artists see themselves as like entrepreneurs and business owners and brands, you know, especially with TikTok and the opportunities that you really can build, like when you build your social media presence. But when I started thinking about that, I think I launched this like a week ago where I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna build something new and, you know, I like coaching, but I think this is like coaching times 100 because it's like they get to talk, they get access to me like with tech support, but then they get to like have monthly calls with different people in the industry so that they're building relationships in real time with people. So like for example, one of my clients, Kyle Knight, he's going to do a consulting session soon with one of my consultants, which is a booking agent, and she told me she's really interested in working with him. So like even after the call, there's a chance that she could like bring him on for her booking agency. So to me, that's like such a win, right? And it's like the same if like they talk to a producer and they're like, wow, I really want to work with that producer. Or so it's almost like a discovery in a way to get to know like who's out there and what they offer at the same time as getting consulting and like building relationships. So it's kind of like all in one like place to just up level. And I call it elevate because you know, it's important to elevate your mindset, your connections, your opportunities, all the things. So, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Great. Which of all of the different silos that operate in your house do you find the most intriguing and the most appealing to work in?
When you say silos, you mean like divisions or like
Yeah.
subjects? Um, sync. I love
Oh,
sync.
okay. And why is that? Why is that?
Um, I guess because I'm an artist and I also love listening to songs and I can picture where they go in scenes. So, um, that's pretty cool, right? Like I'll hear a song and then I'll like see it in my head where it could be in a commercial. So like it's like I guess it's like a visual thing and then also like tapping into my intuition. I just think the whole thing is cool, like the different music and the different TV shows and films. Like I just think the whole thing is like really interesting and like fun and like a challenge and like there's always something new with it. Um so yeah, I would definitely say sync for sure. And I've been working with sync for a while. So yeah.
That's fascinating because you're tapping your imagination. So a follow-up to that would be for me is where did you develop your clairvoyance? And like when was it that it occurred to you that you had this specific gift?
I mean, I've been working with like energy healers for years, like since high school. So like
Right.
all this stuff, I would say really got more open when I got more open to it, I should say. Like I watched my mom, like she was sick for a while with shingles when I was in high school. She got better. She said it was holistics and energy work. And I was like, what is that? And my life completely changed. Like I never saw things the same from that day on. I got Reiki certified. I started being able to see people's auras. And, you know, I was just like, what's happening? Like, this is wild. And yeah, I just realized I'm pretty intuitive, I would say for sure. And it's been really helpful for my business and coaching and everything I do. And, you know, I created this class recently called the Prosperity Accelerator, which I give to everybody like in my music mentorship program. Um, and it's all about helping artists like step into like their intuition and their self-love and like just like up-leveling their life basically. And the transformation I saw with the artists that went through that is just like so powerful. Like I want everyone in the whole world to like to watch this because it just helps you. And when you have more self-love and you have more confidence and you're more clear on what you want and you understand you don't have to say yes to every opportunity, and that it's really important to actually get clear on like where you do want to go in your path, right? Because if you're all over the place and you're just listening to everyone else and not listening to your intuition and what your body tells you, you know, you'll get a tiny bit lost.
Trust
So
me, I know.
yeah.
So it's called the Prosperity Accelerator, and is that a video?
Yes. It's a course.
It's a course.
It's a
Okay.
yeah, it was a live program that I ran last year, and I just yeah, so that people can just get access to it now. It's like self-love, um, trying to remember like stepping into your power, the power of your words. Like it really helps you from the ground up transform your life and just like start creating more opportunities. Like more things will come to you because when you shift your energy and your mindset and like you're sure with what you want, and then you're like, okay, like I want a manager, I'm going for this manager, and I'm going to start visualizing and picturing what they look like or what I'd feel, you know, and the gratitude that comes from that. And like my one client manifested a manager. She manifested winning like this contest for radio. Now she gets to get, you know, heard from 216 radio stations across the world because all these people voted for her song. Her name's Andy Jane. She's amazing. Yeah, and she was in my program, and she's just like her. She inspires me. It inspires me to just watch the progress that people make when they start believing in themselves, you know, and being more positive and being more aware of their words and just like up leveling their life. But yeah.
You mentioned your ability to see auras. How's my aura doing today?
Well, it's usually when people are like in like white walls and stuff more than just normal. So it's kind of, and it's
So
really random. It used to be
yeah.
really strong, and I used to be in classrooms, and that was kind of crazy.
So
Like,
I have my cloaking device on today. So I was trying to get a free aura read in there, folks. You know, it didn't work out. So do you guys delve in? I'm trying to touch on all the bases that people would be curious about. Do you guys get into YouTube and its efficacy and how to leverage it? Do you guys get into that too, or no?
um, the mentorship program, I feel like I have been I keep bringing more people onto things that specialize in things. So I'm sure I will have someone that specializes in that. I definitely want to find more people that have more of that like social media marketing down because I know that's like super important, especially because TikTok just struck a deal with Spotify and Apple Music. So now I think you can be able to directly get their songs on TikTok from like the streaming links on Spotify and Apple Music, which is huge.
Yeah. Don't you feel like today it feels like you need to be a specialist at each of these business opportunities because they change so fast, you know? And like I haven't been on Facebook in a long, I'm on Facebook obviously, but I have people helping me with that, but I don't go on that much. And sometimes I'm like, I don't even remember how to get into anything anymore because, yeah, that was 5 changes ago, you know, and these things, it's so hard to keep up with all of these things and try to be a dedicated artist and keep
Right.
other things going in your life, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
I think you're doing a good thing by specializing and having somebody who is a specialist in each place.
Yeah. Yeah. I love to bring the best of the best together, you know,
And
people
are
so that there's no,
do you
no,
find
sorry, you go.
most of the people that you are working for you, helping you out in this, are they all musicians, artists? Some of them musicians, artists, or is it just, you know, luck of the draw?
As far as consultants or as
Yeah,
far as clients?
yeah. As far as
Consultants?
consultants, yeah.
Not all of them are artists,
Okay,
but maybe they were in the past.
yeah,
But I do have some artists that are consultants that do music full time. And I'm really excited to have them on board as well because they live through it, you know, they're doing it. So it's definitely helpful.
I'm glad you have a mix because it's nice to have, be coming from that and say, I appreciate the pain and I've been through it, but then it's also good to have somebody who's like, no, I don't know anything about being an artist, but I'm 1,000% focused on how to manipulate this platform and make it leveraged to your benefit. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Tell me,
Yeah. Like, yeah,
no,
sorry.
no, go ahead. You're the guest.
Oh, I'm just my one of my coaches said, you know, collaboration is the future, you know.
Yeah.
AI and collaboration are both the future. So, you know, it's like I think a lot of the people in the music industry have to put away their egos and just be like, how can we do something together and all make money? Because you know, there's a million marketing companies and a million producers and like, you know, but at the end of the day, like you just have to find the right people that you click with, that you align with, that are win-wins and that like makes sense. And I think that's not a bad thing. And I love how I set up that so I can help support all the people that do specialize in these things and give the knowledge to the people that want it, right? So it's like being able to pay them, being able to help the artists, like it's all win-win. Yeah.
I'm hearing this from all sides and from all corners of the globe. Collaboration. I mean, I just had somebody, a coaching client, who's an amazing artist. She's British, and she was, as a matter of fact, I connected her to you. You guys should talk because she's doing something similar that you're doing, and I'm hearing it from everybody. I mean, I got another invite yesterday from somebody saying, "Hey, this is a collaboration of live performances. We want you to come to Tennessee and do this and that and go out and perform." But underneath that is all about serving, which I like because that's kind of like a heart thing for me is to, make your music do something positive.
Yes.
So I like that whole thing, but I'm seeing, there's almost like a wave of
Mm-hmm.
people waking up saying,
Yep.
this is what we should be doing with our lives, not just all about me, 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 me. It's all about what can you create that's really great that people resonate with. So
At the same time, I think people are definitely getting more like selfish, but not in a bad way. In a like, is this good for my well-being? Is this good for my mental health? Is this person good for me? Like, do I need to take on this thing? Do I need to have this job? Like, what else can I do? Like, what are my options? And really like focusing on their well-being, which I think is a really great thing at the end of the day, and having strong boundaries, you know, so
yeah,
that, you know, just communication and everyone just like getting more in touch with themselves and like what really they want in their life. And I think the pandemic definitely set that off, you know.
yeah. Tell me, Danny, as we're getting close to the wire here, what's the best part of your day, especially if you want to break away from business? What does Danny Felt like to do to chill out, relax, put a smile on her face, have a good time? What's your favorite thing?
I would say I love listening to Broadway music. I'm such a musical theater nerd.
Really?
So yeah, oh my God, I love Broadway. I used to want to be on Broadway when I was younger. I'm very inspired from musicals. So like, yeah, I would just like blast Broadway music on like Spotify or like dance, like dance to Broadway music. Like, yeah, I love musicals.
You should reach out to Lily King. I had her on my show. I think she's all of 20 or 21. And she's not only an amazing musical artist, but sort of like a Broadway star at the same time and
Cool.
writes and sings killer, She might be a good client for you, but Lily King is awesome. But that's amazing that you like that. It's so funny because, I would have figured you for the rock and roller, maybe a little on the dark side, maybe not. And you never know what somebody really likes for their chill time.
Yeah, yeah. It depends. I'm definitely starting to curate like the room more with the music I listen to, and it really makes a big difference with productivity and just like, you know, your mindset. You know, I used to sit in silence a lot and now I'm starting to just like put music on a lot more often because I notice it just completely shifts my energy
Yeah.
like so much. So yeah, I do like the rock and the dark stuff too, especially with like the songwriting part, and like the sync, like writing music for sync and writing stuff for more dramatic. I love the theatrics, which kind of goes with the rock. It's just the theatrical, the drama, the theater, the shows. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm more of I'm a Christian writer, but I'm also secular, and I do pop rock is kind of my vein. I grew up on English rock and all that, but I listen to finger acoustic instrumental music. Like when I'm like doing busy work or whatever, and just I want to just like write or something. And it's so weird because I incorporate some of that into my playing, but that's the space that I like to have as my, transcendental zone, if you will, to just like,
Yeah.
keep my mind quiet and healthy and producing ideas. Um,
Yeah.
where's the best place? Well, you gave us your links, so we have that. Do you want to give your email address or no? You want to just go to the links you have?
Sure. Dani at danifelt.com.
You make it so easy, Dani. So easy. And last thing I want to ask you is
Yes.
parting words of wisdom to anybody out there that's been listening to this and has been sort of on the fence to reach out for help and ask for help. What could you say to the budding musician, the aspiring musician, the professional musician who has, been out there working for a long time and having struggles to get traction with their career? What could you say to them?
It's all about finding the right team, and it's all about the right perspective on life. Like, if you believe you can't do it, you're going to increase your chances of things not working out. So I would say if you're like, I want things to start working out, play with the possibilities of what if things do work out? What if this does happen? What if this opportunity does happen? What if I do find a manager? What if the song does end up in this movie? So start with your perspective. Just a shift in a perspective will make all the difference. Finding the right team, the right people you click with, the people that believe in you is so, so important. And never let anybody that tells you you can't do it be the driving factor for how you live your life, because at the end of the day, it's your life, and it's a gift to be here and be alive. So do what you want to do at the end of the day, as long as it is good for the world. Yeah.
A gift indeed. Brilliant words as our sign off. Dani Felt, thank you so much for being on Podcasting Your Global Career. It's always a pleasure to see you, and I want to wish all of God's blessings on you, your family, and your career moving forward.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Hey, if you guys like what's going on here, please leave a great review in the Apple Podcasts. I've left a simple review process in the show notes, and we'd really appreciate it. And also, don't be shy. Forward this to your best friend because you know they need it. Hey, if you need some coaching, hit up the link in the show notes. It's calendly.com/Dharmic. And you can take a little chance with me, and I'll get you on your way. That's a wrap for me today. I'm your host, James Kevin O'Connor. So until the next time, when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials, or I'll see you from the stage. Ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. If wishes were windows, I'd open one and find that freedom is really a simple state of mind. So ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. Ride on, baby, you and I can find the key. Ride on, we can unlock each other's destiny. I taste the breeze of freedom, it's tingling on my tongue. You and I out on the road will stay ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? can unlock each other's destiny. I'll take you places that you've never seen. I'll take you places that you never dreamed. I'll take you places that were pictures in your mind. I'll take you places beyond the reach of time. So ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. Ride on, maybe, baby, you and I can find the key. Ride on, we can unlock each other's destiny. So won't you take a ride with me? Come on and take a ride with me. Want you to take